I think we can all agree this is a fall mood today, and I'm in a very, very fall moody situation right now. Although, actually, today it is supposed to be 26 degrees Celsius outside. Like, weather, don't you have a calendar? It's mid to end September, so please chill. The summer is gone. We are into fall. So, fall also means new products. And before we head into this, before we head into the launches and releases and sneak peeks and teasers, blah, 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 I want to address a little thing that I announced the past week. And that is the end of my code with Viseart. The situation with Viseart is a bit complicated because I feel like this has been built over the past 2 years and contains a lot of miscommunication on both sides. I'm not taking myself out of this. A lot of the fact that I felt very disrespected by the brand because of things that they have said to me and bold moves that they have done towards me, and then doing the complete opposite. I will tackle the topic at some point in a video, so I know you are waiting for the tea. Someone commented the kettle is on. But right now, I don't want to say that now Viseart is a shady brand, because they truly are not. I want to make that very clear here. This is truly a thing that is more like, how do brands treat creators? So this has really nothing to do with how they treat their customers. I hope at least so. Nothing to do with their quality. I still like their quality, but because of that, I will not be promoting their stuff anymore. I will not be sharing any codes. There are a lot of beautiful people who still have codes out there, so if you shop there, head over to them and just try their codes. But now let me grab my phone and open Instagram and let's head into the releases. We are starting with Huda Beauty, and they're coming out with something that I would call fucking genius, because they are bringing out duos of their Huda, the Easy Bake powders, of course, Huda powders, like what am I talking about? And I do like that idea that you have in one powder compartment both sides. The thing is, I assume that this is supposed to be a similar system to the Guerlain powders, where you have 4 different shades depending on the shade that you buy from Guerlain in one powder, and then you are basically mixing them as you apply them. I'm just questioning, how will all of these duos be? Because, for example, there is a duo here that is called Cherry and Peach. And for the sake of my life, I would never use these powders together because they are canceling, I think, each other out. So at the end, you are having either a super weird blob of powder color there, or you will have a translucent powder because they are canceling each other out. I don't know. We will see. They haven't landed yet. They will be they're coming out this week. So at Sephora on September 26th. For me, this is nothing that I would buy because I do have 3 powders from them. So there's no need to buy now one with a mix and match. Plus, I don't think that these are customizable. That is the other thing. What if I don't want to have cherry and peach? What if I want to have cherry and translucent in one powder? What if I want to have the ubi cream and cherry in one powder because I like a very pinkish look? I see the system as working, but I think having this in a 100% customizable way, that would be fucking genius. But that's not the way Huda is working, I assume. Next up, we have the Christmas collection from Dior, or their Holiday 2025. I have to admit, when I look at the picture, I am missing a certain product, and that is their liquid lipsticks. The sequin ones that where you press your lips together, you will have this beautiful glitter revealed. And last year, there was a shade, the 100, it was a super nude one. I missed, sadly, and it's not available anymore. And I want to have this. So I hope that they might bring this back for this year. But it seems like not to, because we have two Quins. I have to admit, I like both Quins this time. They have, I think, enough colorfulness to actually wear them. They have enough depth to actually wear them. And for the first time ever, I am tempted by one of these Quins, but I never used them. So, Dior experts out here, I have to reach out to my friend Danielle from Huda Beauty. She's the absolute queen and expert of these types of eyeshadows. So I definitely have to ask her if there is something that I have to look out for the Quins. But both the purple and the warmer one look interesting. The highlighter looks way too warm and golden for me, although I feel like that the liquid highlighter, that looks nice. We also have 3 blushes, and while I do like their new blush formulas, I don't think I need any of these because I have them. Plus, the blushes are actually in different colors. So the center one here looks like the pink one, the classic pink one, but it's actually the shade 810 Starry Pink. I don't know. The other one is called Fury Red, and then we have Starry Mauve. Look pretty, but no thank you. Nail lacquers, not for me. Bullet lipsticks, not for me. I'm just scrolling through the post, and I saw there are 2 more eyeshadow palettes, the longer ones, and no thank you. They're not even worth talking about. So the Quins, honestly, I'm a little bit interested. I do want to talk about that whole Urban Decay versus Skindinavia thing. So, in case you missed that, Urban Decay's All-Nighter Setting Spray, which, by the way, right now I'm using. I just cracked open an older one before their whole contract and license things with Skindinavia was ended. And their All-Nighter is like a special formulation with Skindinavia, or used to be that special formulation with Skindinavia. Skindinavia, on the other hand, has their own setting sprays, and I have tried a couple of them, and I think I still have one in my backup drawer. And since that happened and Urban Decay had to rebrand, redesign, and reformulate their all-nighter setting spray, there has been this ongoing series of cynical comments from Skindinavia. In the beginning, I found that very sassy and kind of funny too, but I feel like all they are doing right now is building their brand on mocking Urban Decay, which is, you know, the line between being sassy and funny to you appear a little bit desperate is very, very thin. And they're kind of crossing it with this post, like, if your new all-nighter feels in bed by 8 p.m., Skindinavia is here, the OG makeup finishing spray. And I still think this is a funny comment, but, huh? I don't want to shit in their cereals now, but honestly, what I tried from Skindinavia is not even close to other setting sprays. Their setting and finishing sprays, I'm sorry that I have to say this, but they are mid. And I'd much rather have an Urban Decay all-nighter with Skindinavia, I have to point that out, it's the old one with Skindinavia, than having the original Skindinavia one. Because the all-nighter from Urban Decay is slightly different in the ingredients and formulations, the old one, and it's much better. So I don't really know how the new all-nighter is performing because I have still an old one, but how do you feel about this? Because building your brand now on constantly making fun of this is just desperate and a little bit embarrassing, because the sassiness has to stop at some point and you have to start building your brand itself instead of relying on this constant series of jokes that you can make towards a brand that you used to work with. It's a weird time, but let's move on to Nomad Cosmetics. And I feel like this is a little bit rushed, so I don't know how this was planned, how the OG timeline was, but we are getting a new palette already. The Halloween one just came out. I received mine. I already filmed 3 looks, and I think the review goes up tomorrow. But here we have a new palette, and in the post it says something's common, something brand new is on the horizon. Are you ready? Guessing game starts Monday, so today when you see the video. And in the comments, Vmears asked if this is the holiday palette, and they said it's not. This is the final fall palette before we do holiday, and then we take a holiday. So in 2025, we will get 2 more palettes from Nomad Cosmetics, being this the first one, and then the holiday palette. And I think this is a good time that I can mention it again. I do have a code with Nomad Cosmetics. It's ELLAKINKLEY for 10%, and I'm officially now on their PR list. So this palette here that you see with the sneak peek is actually right now, I just got the notification, on its way to me. So I will be doing content. I will be filming this week some looks with the palette. From this picture, I assume we get something desaturated, something foggy, something Twilight-esque. And I honestly can't wait for that. Glow Recipe is launching a new shade, a new scent, a whatever of the Gloss Balm. I do have one of their Gloss Balms, but I haven't tried it yet. So I don't know how good or bad they are, but this is the cocoa one, basically. No, it's coffee. Okay. Weird. Well, this is a coffee scented one, and I don't see coffee. There is a coconut in the picture. Oh, it is a coconut Bingsoo, but the post just says this weekend stop by the Glow Recipe Bingsoo Cafe and treat yourself, blah 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 blah, because this is a dessert. Okay, this is a coconut scent. I am not a fan of these types of products. I did buy one of their glass balms because I wanted to try this, but I have some other ones open right now. I do like, though, coconut scented lip products. So if the glass balm that I have is somewhat nice, I might keep an eye out on that. But I saw somewhere that they are very, very close, if not even a little bit goopier, to the Balm.coms from Glossier. And I do not like them at all. So have you tried the Gloss Balms? Let me know. I have a new collection from Lethal Cosmetics. Sadly, once again, this is a collab with a franchise. This time it's with The Conjuring. And we get a palette, 2 lipsticks, dual-ended liner in 3 shades, music box highlighter, whatever that means. I only watched the first Conjuring, so I'm really out of the whole franchise lore, don't get me wrong. Then we have the Sanctified Seal Powder, the Blood Drop Primer, which sounds really interesting, and 5 shades of nail polishes. I'm honest with you. I am interested in the palette because obviously the shade choice is really right up my alley. And I'm interested in the face products. I really want to try the primer, the powder, and the highlighter. The highlighter looks really, really good. The powder really interesting. And this Blood Drop Primer, it is supposed to be matte, I think I saw somewhere. So I think this is a clever collection, and I do like the design of the palette. It looks definitely much more, or like much better in quality than the Dexter stuff, because the Dexter, spoiler, the Dexter palette made it to my list of worst makeup of 2025. And I know that people hate me for this. Okay, story time. When I did my review on the Dexter palette, there were people commenting, yeah, but professional makeup creators, like, what is a professional makeup creator? They love the palette and they know much more about quality. And I'm like, girl, calm your fucking tits. Stop suck on Lethal Cosmetics tits. Because this is a free world and I am entitled to say that I don't think that this quality is A, good, and B, it's far, far away from what we actually are used to get from Lethal Cosmetics. So chill. I hope that the quality of this palette is what I like from Huda Cosmetics, is the quality of their singles. As far as I know, this is not the 26mm pans, it's still the smaller ones, and it's also not magnetic, but the quality looks so much better than Dexter, so I am excited. As said, I will get probably the palette and that face set, and everything launches this week, September 25. I don't have a code. When I order from Huda Cosmetics, I use always the code from Teresa's Dad, which is, I think, garbage. Or Teresa, just try it, it's 10%. Last but not least, I know it's a short week this time. We have the Gilded Nirvana collection from Pat McGrath. Aside from a lot of sets and itty bitty shiz stuff, let's talk about the main thing in this collection that is always anticipated, and that is the eyeshadow palette. We do not have prices yet, but we do have a date. The whole collection will come September 26th. I tried to look it up on the website, and when you open the website and you go to the new section, you see the Gilded Nirvana collection, but as soon as you click on the link, at least today, when you click on it, I get a error, page not found. So I feel like it's up in the menu, but the whole site is not set up yet. This is a 12-pan eyeshadow palette. What's up next year? 8 pans? 6 pans? A duo? But also for the same pricing? Because I have to admit, I like this palette. I like the colors, I like the packaging, the black, the gold, it looks very, very luxe. I assume though that it is very, very similar to the, at least the inside, to the packaging of the dews and the quins, where the eyeshadow is poured or pressed or whatever directly into the pan. So there is no like metal pan that you can depot. The pigment sits directly into the inside of the palette, which is something I do not like. It's plastic usually, and I do think that the outside is plastic too. So there is 100% no metal plate as we had with the motherships. But I want to point out the fact that the size of the mega palette is getting smaller and smaller. A mothership has 10 shades. How can you have the audacity to call this 12-pan palette a mega mothership? It clearly is not. I am really, really much confused. I saw already that there are 10 new shades in that 12-pan and 2 are classics. I don't mind that. I honestly do not mind this because I do have so many palettes that I always end up with repeats. But why are we downsizing the palettes again? And if the price for the palette is the same as last year's and prior years for 18 pans, I will rethink my choice of buying this immediately. I will then probably get it once it lands here in Germany, which is usually a couple weeks later at Sephora. But I do have 15% off on Pat McGrath at the Sephora website here. So that would be a much better deal. We will see. We have to wait. For me, this is slightly exciting. I have to admit that. But I have a lot of critical thoughts in mind. And that's actually it. So tell me, of course, as always, down below, what are your thoughts on these new releases? Is there anything that is tickling your makeup dickle? And other than that, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the other upcoming videos. You can also try the new hype stuff or check out Patreon for support or hear the YouTube membership, blah, 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 blah. We have a full week planned of makeup reviews, actually. So stay excited and I'll see you very soon.